What's up, nerds? Today we have a first place deck profile from Randon playing Alteress.deck.
You do play the Omnimon. You can't really play any other Tama in this deck unless you want to be bad. We don't like to be bad. So you're always going to be running 4 of him and 4 of the Agu. Both of them do the exact same thing. You get a reveal top 3, and then you can add a Garurumon, and then a Greymon or an Omnimon. And then for this one, it's top 3, add a Greymon, and then a Garurumon or an Omnimon. The inheritables also make your Wombo combo cheaper by giving you a memory whenever one of your other Digimon digivolves. So these are the most important rookies. You always want to see multiple of them. And then the last 2 rookies, I only play 2 copies of the BT12 Agu. Having to Evo for 1 on top of your Sunamon does feel bad if you ever have to do it, but honestly 9 times out of 10 you're using this for free with your Tamer, or you're hard playing it just for the extra search power. This will search your Tamers, this will search your Omnimon, and anything with Greymon in the name. Level 4s, we do the exact same thing. The level 3s play 4 of the Garu, 4 of the Greymon, and these also do the exact same thing but opposites. When digivolving, you can digivolve another body on the board to a Greymon for a reduced cost, and then the Greymon is the exact same thing but for a Garurumon. So you can have 2 Agumons on the board and still get your combo off, so you don't have to worry about that opening piece. But after that, you do have to worry about evoing in the correct sequence. The inheritable also gives reboot. Then of course the last 2 are the Greymon from BT12. All turns you do get the 1000 DP in the inheritable, same as the Agumon, but he's really good because you can play the Mat and Tai for free. That's actually very clutch, especially since there's ways to put it on the top of your deck, because the rookies do not bot deck, they top deck. That's a very important thing to know, unlike me on week 1.
Who told you what it did?
Yeah, Sean had to tell me what my cards did because I don't read. I just go burr. Level 5s, 4 and 4, they both do the exact same thing, just like the 4s, just like the 3s, but they affect each other. So when digivolving, you can evo the other stack into the other, reduced cost of 2, and they both also just already have the effect of blocker while they're on the board, which is important if you're kind of piece stuck and you need to delay for like a turn or 2. Having a blocker on the board's not bad, and then they do give blockers an inheritable. Level 6s, I've seen a few people cut them down to 3 and 3 because you need one of each and you can't just mix and match them. You always want to see them as much as possible. So the similar effects that they both share is when digivolving, you can either digivolve one of your other stacks into the opposite card for free, and then the secondary effect is when digivolving you can DNA. That's how you complete your combo. And then their individual when digivolvings, he will bounce back anything up to a 6 cost to the bottom of the deck. And then the Blitz Greymon I think is actually better. Go figure, they make the Greymon card better. It's de-digivolve 1 on 3 different bodies. You can't stack it onto 1 body. That still is such a good effect, especially in the mirror match, as Sean found out, because it does dodge the Alteress. The inheritable for Crestgaru is also pretty good because it lets you bot deck anything that's level 5 or lower. But of course, Blitz Greymon's better. It just trashes top card of security, and that's how you literally win games. We are playing 4 of the Alteress. Again, I saw some people cutting this down to 3. I think you're wrong. You need to max this out, because not only is it a good floater on the board to get you back extra pieces, but as Sean will show you in future gameplay, if this dies on your turn, you can just do it again and kill somebody in 1 turn. It's literally so broken. So when digivolving, you can target up to an 8000 DP and delete it, and then you can target a level 6 or higher and bot deck it. And then of course its all turn effects is whenever this card would leave the battlefield, with the exception of de-digivolving, you can put it in your security at the bottom and then play the crest and the blitz from your sources. So he literally creates more opportunities to go into himself. And then of course the best level 7 in the deck is the 2 Ultra Bs. Again, some people cut this down to 1. I like seeing it as much as possible because there are some ways to bot deck it. I want to be able to have multiple chances of getting to it. So it's when digivolving is digivolve 3 onto one of your opponent's stacks and then pop up to 6 cost. So you can basically destroy any stack on the board. His win attacking skill is really where you're going for though. Whenever he swings, you can trash all 3 of them to trash 2 security. If you get your opponent down to 3 security, you have game on board. Going into your Ultra S for free, evoing into Ultra B for only 2 memory, and then swinging, trashing a security with him, bot decking a card, getting rid of these 3, and it's just game. So that is of course your best combo in the deck. That's why I do try to play 2, because I want to be able to see it. If you run against Machine Dramon, this bodies it. Their analog mans mean nothing. This card is just busted. We have our Tamers and our options. I do play a full 4 of the Tamer. If you evo a Greymon, you can play a Gabumon. If you evo a Garurumon, you can hard play a Agumon. And then whenever you do hard play a Gabumon or Agumon, even through its own effect, you can tap it to gain a memory. There was actually one game in tournament where I did have all 4 because my opponent hit 2 out of security, and I was gaining memory just for playing my rookies. It was really good. Next, Sean doesn't like that I do this, but I do play 2 copies of Izzy. The reason I like Izzy in this deck is because memory setting sequencing is really good. So you're gonna look at the top 3 cards of your deck. If they're all black, cool, you gain 1 memory, he's a 3-cost tamer. But then you get to set up how your draws go. The fact it doesn't bot deck something is actually why I play it over an extra 2 copies of black memory boost. So the black memory boost is really self-explanatory. Most of your deck is black. The only thing you're bot decking with this is your Tamers and your Alter S's. Of course, this is just one of those cards that's really good at thinning out your deck. It gives you that extra pop of memory whenever you need it. So Sean likes to play 4, but I think 2 and 2 is fine. It worked for me tonight. Everything was really good when I popped off. I did only drop a handful of games. There was 1 or 2 where I kind of bricked and wasn't seeing my pieces. That happens with this deck, which is why you play these cards to increase your consistency. But that is actually all for the deck. It worked really well. Everything was going really smoothly. I got Sean in the first round. We were in the mirror match, you know.
Don't Omnimon first.
Yeah, Omnimon for game. That's what we go for here. Omnimon for game every day. Anyway, guys, make sure you guys like and subscribe Sean's videos. He's back. He's posting content, and we need to support this man.